Good morning, students. Welcome back to our next video session of our chapter. What we are discussing, that is chapter number 8, reproduction. So in the previous video session, we people have discussed that how sexual reproduction takes place in flowering plants, where we have learned that the flowers has been differentiated into unisexual and bisexual flowers based on the presence of stamens and carpels either in the same flower or in the different flowers. If they are both are present in different flowers, stamen and carpel, if singly they are present in different flowers, they are unisexual. If they both are present in the same, they are sexual. Then we have learned that how in the process of pollination, that is transfer of pollen grains, which takes place and helps in the process of fertilization. This pollination has been differentiated into two, that is in the form of self-pollination and cross-pollination. In self-pollination, the transfer of pollen grains will take place in bisexual flower either within the same flower present on the same plant, that is self-pollination. Then in the cross pollination, the transfer of pollen grains will take place either within the same flower present on the same plant or on the different plant, that is cross pollination. That means cross pollination can be noticed both in unisexual as well as in bisexual, whereas self pollination, it takes place in bisexual flowers. Then we have learned that after the transfer of pollen grains, the fusion of gametes will take place, which is known as fertilization, and fertilization results in the formation of zygote, where we have learned about the structure of ovule, that how the pollen grain which is received by the stigma develops the pollen tube which reaches to the ovule through the micropylar end and transfers the gametes. First gametes fuses with the egg cell, leads to the formation of zygote, which ultimately develops finally gives rise to the new plant. And second gamete fuses with the polar nuclei or with the secondary nucleus, where it fuses and form endosperm, which ultimately gives endosperm, which serves as a nutrition to the developing embryo. Later on, post-fertilization changes will take place in the flower, that is fall of stigma, androecium, petals, and in some there will be a fall of calyx, but in some it is doesn't noticed. So in this way, the ovary develops into the fruit and ovule converts into the seeds, which will have two ends, that is radicle and plumule, and radicle develops the future root and plumule develops into the future shoot. Now let us discuss about the sexual reproduction in the human beings. So that means when we talk about the human beings here, human beings are the highly evolved complex organism, and here these organisms are involved in the sexual mode of reproduction. That means they are sexually reproducing. That's why and at the same moment they also give birth directly to the young ones. Therefore we refer them as viviparous. So these organisms, they undergo the process of sexual reproduction, and at the same moment they directly give birth to the young ones, so they are viviparous. Here oviparous and viviparous, these are the two different categories what we have in the sexually reproducing organisms. Oviparous, here in oviparous animals, after the fusion of the gametes, the organisms lay eggs. If they are laying the egg, and that egg later on develops internally an organism which breaks open the shell and comes out. So those egg laying animals are oviparous. But here viviparous, in these organisms basically they directly give birth to the young ones. There is another difference in oviparous and viviparous. Basically in the we can say that there are certain organisms where the fusion of gametes will take place outside the body, and there are certain in which it takes place inside the body. So based on that we can say that the fertilization may take place outside the body or it may take place inside the body. So in human beings, when we talk about these sexually reproducing organisms, here the fusion of gametes takes place inside the body of an organism. So directly they give birth to the young ones, so they are viviparous. At the same moment, these organisms, they show sexual dimorphism. That means here the sexes are separated. That means male and female, these both organisms, they are different, separate, male organism and female organism. In male organism we can see the production of male gametes, and in female organism we can see the production of male gametes. So sexually the organisms are differentiated, they are separate. So sexual dimorphism is shown by the human beings or these sexually reproducing organisms. Now, how these organisms are showing the sexual dimorphism? That means here the organisms, male and female, they are differentiated or they are distinguished with one another into male and female. Okay, they are distinguished into male and female based on the secondary sexual characters. Secondary sexual characters, okay, these are the characters which physically differentiates male and female in the human beings. Now, how these secondary sexual characters are developing in these organisms? These secondary sexual characters which are exhibited by these organisms, okay, no, they exhibit these characters after reaching to the age of puberty. It means when during the adolescence age, when the organism, that is both male and female, they reaches to the age of puberty, then they start developing these secondary sexual characteristics which differentiates male and female physically with each other. Now, what is this actually puberty? Puberty, we can define that it is a period when the reproductive organs of male and female human beings, they start functioning. That means the reproductive organs which are present primarily in the male and female, initially they are in the non-functioning mode, but at certain age, at certain time, they start functioning. That period at which the reproductive organs in male and female starts functioning, that time period is known as puberty time period. And the time taken for the growth of these reproductive organs, okay, now where they can be made functioning, can be defined as adolescence age. Okay, so now what is happening? So all the characters in this puberty age, they cannot develop rapidly, quickly within few days. It takes time. That means it takes place at a very slow rate. So slowly in the puberty age, the development of reproductive organs is taking place. So here not only the changes are happening inside the body in the reproductive organs, but at the same time it is bringing changes in the physical appearance of an organism. So externally also we can see many changes in the organism. So those changes are nothing but our secondary sexual characteristics. Now, when I'm saying the development of reproductive organs, it means the functioning of reproductive organs start. It means in the male, the germ cells start the development of male gametes. That means the specialized tissues, they start the development of male germ cells or male gametes known as spermatozoa or sperms. They start developing in the male. Whereas in the females, the female gamete, that means egg cell or ova, its production gets started in the female. So along with this, what are the other secondary sexual characteristics we can see? That means how the puberty changes in male and female, they are differ from each other. Let us have a look at that one. When we talk about the puberty in the males, this puberty time period is not exactly we can say define a time which will start commonly in all the males. It is differ from organism to organism. In some it may start very early, in some it may start after, or it may start late or after a certain time. So at different time intervals, both in males as well as in the females, the puberty time period is varying, it is different. When we talk about the males, this puberty time period is attained by the age of 13 to 16 years. That means in some males it may start by the age of 13, and in some it may start by the age of 14, 15 or by the 16, but they will reach to this puberty age by the age of 13 to 16 years. But when we talk about the females, they attain this puberty age time period by the age of 12 or 13. Okay, so here I can mention it can start by the age of 12 or by the age of 13. The puberty in females start this by the. Now what is happening here in this puberty? When the male reaches to this puberty age, there is a secretion of hormone known as testosterone hormone. This hormone's secretion starts in the body of males. This hormone is responsible for bringing all the various changes, what we are saying are secondary sexual characters. So these secondary sexual characters are developed in the body of male because of this testosterone hormone, whereas in the females it is because of the release of estrogen hormone. Now, what are these secondary sexual characters? What changes will take place in the human body? There is certain increase in the height of the organism. That means the height of the male, okay, now it starts increasing very rapidly. This change is brought, okay, by the testosterone hormone. Got it? So second, here in the males, again we will talk here, there is a broadening of shoulders. That means the shoulders gets broadened and there is an increase in the muscles. That means muscular development is noticed in the males. At the same time, the larynx enlarges. There is an increase in the size of the larynx. That means development of Adam's apple, and voice becomes deep. That means the pitch of the voice will be lowered because of the thickness of the cords of the larynx. So the cords of the larynx gets thickened, because of which the voice becomes deep. Then there will be a growth of hairs noticed in the pubic regions, that is in the pelvic region, in the armpit regions, and development of mustache and beard, development of hairs on the face. These are the changes which are brought by the testosterone hormone during the puberty age in the males. Then there will be development of a penis. That means the penis gets ready for the process of copulation. Okay, these are the various changes which is happening in the body of the male. Along with this, there are other changes like the activity of sebaceous glands, oil glands and sweat glands increases in the body of males as well as in the females. So their activity increases. That's why it is always advised that during this adolescence age or during the puberty age, the neatness and cleanness of the body is very important. Because of the activity of sebaceous glands, oil glands, we can see the secretion of oil excessive on the skin, which attracts many dust particles, okay, now which may give rise to the, okay, now development of acne or pimples on the face or on the body. So cleanliness is very important. This arises because of the hormonal imbalance in the body. Now what changes takes place in the females? Development of external genitalia, okay, now like development of breast, development of vagina, what we can see in the females. Okay, now secondarily, there is widening of pelvis region. The pelvic region becomes widened. Okay, now that means because of the development of uterus, it gets widened, and there is also deposition of fat takes place in the thigh region, in the buttocks region, as well as in the facial regions. They becomes heavy. At the same moment, the development of larynx. Okay, now that means here the voice of the females becomes high pitched. It becomes very thick, very high, because of the thickening of the cords of the larynx. Next is menstruation and ovulation period starts because of the ovulation. Okay, now the menstruation period starts in the females because by reaching the age of puberty. Then also here the growth of hairs will be seen in the pubic regions, in the pelvic regions, as well as in the armpit regions, but not on the facial regions in the females. Okay, Got it? And development of vagina and uterus, these changes which takes place in the body of female. Here also the activity of sebaceous and sweat glands increases. Secondarily, there will be an attraction towards the opposite sex which develops in the body because of the hormonal imbalance or because of the changes which are brought in the body of the organism because of this puberty age. Okay, so these are all the various changes what takes place during the puberty age, both in males as well as in the females. Got it, students? That's all in this video session. In the next video session, we'll be dealing about the male reproductive system, what are the different parts involved in that one, and how the secretion and how the movement of gametes takes place from the way the side they are produced to the out of the body. Then we'll learn well about female reproductive system. Okay, till then, have a good and wonderful day. Goodbye, students. Thank you very much.